Hello, BookTube. I have a second mail haul for you. I was going to let things just wait rather than bombard your feed with videos after so long away. I was going to let you get your sea legs back, but I got a bunch of packages, including a few boxes. So I thought we'd go over them. Since I did a mail haul, and it did not turn aggressive. It was perfectly fine and friendly, which is what I want. So we'll see if we can duplicate that. Get my feng shui going here. What is this first one? Oh, fantastic. Okay. All right. This is coming out in late October, Halloween, so I don't have to think about it anytime soon. But this is by Darryl Pinckney, and this is Come Back in September, a literary education on West 67th Street, Manhattan. That is not Darryl Pinckney on the cover. As you can see, that is it's not Darryl Pinckney. That is someone else again, entirely. How lovely. What a lovely thing that is. Let's see here. When it comes to literary culture of New York City over the last 50 years, Darryl Pinckney has seen it all. His new memoir is a portrait of that world as expansive as it is exhilarating. It follows his coming of age in the bustling art scene of 1970s New York, and Pinckney, a critically lauded essayist, novelist, and longtime contributor to the New York Review of Books, along with this particular person, is writing at full force. His clear voice and trademark erudition are on full display, recounting interactions with some of the most influential figures in the history of American literature. James Baldwin, Susan Sontag, and William Burroughs, to name only a few. He treats each subject with care and compassion, but not always reverence. He critiques as much as he exalts, and we watch him transform from a spongy, eager college kid to an established voice in the world of letters. The book centers around Pinckney's close relationship with Elizabeth Hardwick, a novelist, cultural critic, and one of the most important essayists of her time. This book begins in 1973 with Pinckney, a young black college student in Columbia, visiting Hardwick's Barnard College office and trying desperately to gain admission to her creative writing class the following semester. Fantastic. Well, I'm sold already. I know that I want to read this. I just can't justify doing it right away because there's a couple of months of full of books that need my attention between now and then. But that's great to know. Let me do this next one here, one of these vacuum pack things. I'm hoping that you can hear me over the hum of the air conditioner. It finally got a little warm in this room. Okay. This next one is a historical novel. It comes out in mid-November, so again, I don't have to think about it at the moment. This is by Maria Fredericks, and it is called The Lindbergh Nanny, and it shares with a full 90% of all historical fiction currently being published in the United States the exact same cover. You'll never see the back of me, is basically what it is. It's the back of a woman. There's, in the month of July alone, 50-something historical novels are being published with this exact same cover. Not the woman isn't always standing with her back to you in front of the same backdrop, but it's the same cover, whether it's war-torn World War I, or the Canals of Venice, or the Lindbergh Estate, or whatever. It's just one of these bandwagon things that I hate so much. When they happen, I just stare at the clock, waiting for them to be over. And they do the author no service. The mind frame in the publishing world is, well, some book way back when, I bet if I traced this back, I could find the text here. I could find the cover that was on a book that did better than expected. That's all. Probably didn't become a mega bestseller. Probably just did better than expected. And I know the mind frame in the publishing world is, well, if that's true, then we must duplicate the appearance of that book because readers are stupid. And it doesn't work. It does the author no favors to be part of an assembly line of identical widgets. So I'm hoping this trend goes away sometime soon. But anyway, that's what this is about. It will obviously be about the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. And it's told through the eyes of the woman who found herself at the heart of this deadly crime, Betty Gow. This propulsive novel covers the story about America's most notorious kidnapping, an event that held the imagination of the American public captive for years, making this a perfect case to explore through fiction. Filled with an incredible, compelling protagonist, Maria brings Betty Gow to life and breathes a fresh perspective into this tragically mesmerizing true crime tale. The public interest in this case still runs high, as evidenced by the success of The Aviator's Wife and its coverage by a number of popular true crime podcasts, including My Favorite Murder. And if I remember correctly, The Aviator's Wife had this same cover, same type font, same everything. The Lindbergh Nanny leans into current trends of, it leans in, does it? It leans in to that. Okay. To current trends of crime fiction and TV. To say this novel is incredible is an understatement. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Well, if to say that it's incredible is an understatement, then what would be accurate? That it's an actual miracle, that it didn't take typing to do, that it was handed in a glowing light to its author? Incredible's good. Incredible's not an understatement. It might be a cliche, but it's not an understatement. But anyway, this thing doesn't come out until mid-November. Rehash the Lindbergh case. Maybe it'll make me want to read my the A. Scott Berg biography of Lindbergh again, which has a long and very well-researched section on the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. But it's historical fiction coming your way. Then we have heavy envelope. Feels like it has something heavy inside it. And then we'll do with the boxes. And then we'll be done. I don't think I'll do a tag today. I don't want to give you 7 videos in one day. What have we got here? Oh my. It's something gift wrapped inside an envelope. Oh my. So this is not from a publisher. Surely not. This is probably from one of you. A violation of rule number 1, which says don't send me a book. Especially don't send me, this is overseas. Especially don't send me an overseas book. God knows. I'll have to scrutinize the envelope. It's probably very expensive to get here. What have we got here? Well, if there was ever a destined recipient for this book, it's certainly me. This is Henry Elliott's book, the Penguin Classics book, which I do not have. But this was a random shot in the dark for the sender, which takes you lovingly through every Penguin Classic. All of the different translations, all of the different editions, starting all the way at the beginning and moving slowly through different editions of the Divine Comedy. Fantastic. This is on the list for tonight. This is going to take up a lot of my time. I really appreciated whoever it was of you who sent this. It is a bullseye, but nevertheless, it's sheer random chance that it is. It shouldn't have been. So don't send me a book. This will go on. It'll actually go with... I have 2 books about the Lane brothers and the start of Penguin Classics, both of which were gifts from you. This will go on the shelf with those, if that shelf is tall enough. I think it is. But first, this goes on the pile to read tonight. Fantastic. Then we have the boxes. Let's look at what we have for boxes here. My feng shui will just have to live with the mess here. I'm filming in one corner of the little book room. I think this is from a publisher. Doesn't seem like it is, but I think it is. Okay, what have we got here? This is an advanced reader's copy of Conquering Learning Disabilities at Any Age. How an ADHD LD kid graduated from Yale and Cambridge, became a Marine officer, military historian, financial advisor, and caring father. By Brian Mark Rigg. Why am I getting this? It sounds intriguing, but why am I getting this? This comes out in September. As a boy, he was a tornado who couldn't speak intelligibly, couldn't control his temper, and was likely to be found on the roof as he was on the ground. At the age of 8, he could neither read nor write. Experts told Marilee Rigg that Brian was so learning disabled he was academically hopeless. But Marilee Rigg refused to listen. Today, this boy is a man who speaks several languages, earned a bachelor's degree at Yale University with honors in history, and received a prestigious Henry Fellowship to conduct graduate studies at Cambridge University, where he completed his master's degree and PhD in history. After serving in the Israeli Defense Force, he earned a commission in the U.S. Marine Corps, followed by a career on Wall Street and CEO of a financial planning firm. And this is his story. This is the author's story of overcoming a learning disability in order to achieve all of that. It's kind of an amazing story. Okay, I don't quite know. I mean, that sounds fascinating. It also will go on the list in September. I don't quite know why I'm getting this, though. It doesn't seem like the sort of thing I usually would get. It's not a mainstream publisher. I mean, I'm not knocking it. It sounds fascinating. I wonder why, though. Why am I getting this thing? What about the author? Do we know anything about the author? He's the author of several acclaimed books on World War II history. He attended Yale University. Okay. Well, I don't know why the publisher would send this to me. I'll have to find out. Oh. This is sent to Steve Donoghue, care of the Vineyard Gazette. Oh, so maybe this guy has a connection with the Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is an island off the coast of Massachusetts, and they have a wonderful broadsheet newspaper, the Vineyard Gazette. I am their book reviewer. That name would not be on the box if this weren't intended for me through that means. So the author must have some connection with the Vineyard. So I guess I'll be reviewing this. That's fantastic. I'm going to read it anyway. And then the final box, and then we'll be done with this bonus mail haul. I won't do a tag or anything else today. What have we got here? Nice heft to it. Could be a finished copy of some kind. That would be nice. There's an invoice on top. We don't need that. What have we got here? It is a finished copy of something. What on earth? Okay, this is from the folks at Harvard University Press. No idea what this is getting to me now. Okay, well, this is by Joshua Zimmerman, and it is Józef Pilsudski, the founding father of modern Poland, a biography of Pilsudski. Is this a translation? No? Nope. Okay, well, I don't have a pub sheet. I don't know anything about this person. I don't know anything about this book. So no, I'm always up to get a full-dress biography of anybody, but I have no idea. This might be out already. In the story of the modern Poland, no one stands taller than Józef Pilsudski. From the age of 16, he devoted his life to reestablishing the Polish state that had ceased to exist in 1795. Ahead of World War I, he created a clandestine military corps to fight Russia, which held most Polish territory. After the war, his dream of an independent Poland realized. He took the helm of a newly democratic political order. When he died in 1935, he was buried alongside Polish kings. Fascinating. Yet Pilsudski was a complicated figure. Passionately devoted to the idea of democracy, he ceded power on constitutional terms, only to retake it a few years later in a coup when he believed his opponents aimed to dismantle the democratic system. Joshua Zimmerman's authoritative biography examines a national hero in the thick of a changing Europe, and the legacy that still divides supporters and detractors. The Poland that Pilsudski envisioned was modern, democratic, and pluralistic. Domestically, he championed equality for Jews. Internationally, he positioned Poland as a bulwark against Bolshevism. But in 1926, he seized power violently, then ruled as a strongman for nearly a decade, imprisoning opponents and eroding legislative power. In this telling, his faith in a young democracy was shattered after its first elected president was assassinated. Unnerved by Poles brutally turning on one another, the father of the nation came to doubt his fellow citizens' democratic commitments and thereby betrayed his own. It is a legacy that dogs today's Poland, caught on the tortured edge between self-government and authoritarianism. Wow, that sounds more interesting than fiction, as biography usually is. Fantastic. This has blurbs by Norman Davies, Adam Zamoyski, Andrew Roberts. Great. I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm all for it. So there you go. That is the mail. Second mail round for today. We have A Life of Józef Pilsudski. We have Conquering Learning Disabilities at Any Age, which is the subtitle of this book. The book was not given a title. It was given, the title is the subtitle. That's the description of the book. It's contents. That's not a title for the book. I guarantee you, as I always say, in the first 5 pages of this book, there will be a candidate that would make a great title. And that just isn't being used, that's all. Then a gift from one of you, we have the Penguin Classics book, which is, a gigantic catalog of the history of Penguin Classics, which I'm going to love. absolutely. I haven't got it. I never pulled the trigger on buying it myself, but I'm going to love it. So thank you, whoever sent it. Then The Lindbergh Nanny, a novel about the nanny who was at the heart of Lindbergh baby kidnapping, and come back in September. Darryl Pinckney's long-awaited intellectual memoir of growing up in a great era in New York bookish culture. So fantastic. That is a great haul of books and adds to the pile for today. But that, I think, will be the last video for today. I'm happy that the construction has allowed me to do this. We'll see if it happens tomorrow as well. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. But I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.